All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dom, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of writing today because that's the way the cookie crumbles. I was just making sure all the things are updated sufficiently there. Just give me a hot minute to make sure that I'm closing all of my things that aren't meant to be open. Hang on 1 second. Okay, back. Alrighty, so theoretically all of this is working just fine and dandy without too much drama. I am going to get stuck into this thing because it's got me my cup of tea and yeah, happy days. I just saw in my camera there how crazy my hair looks, right? Maybe you can neaten that up a bit, Dom, so you don't sit here looking like a hobo. Failed dismally at all of that effort. Okie dokie. So anyway, I recently made the decision that I'm going to convert this screenplay from its current form into something that is no longer attached to the cultural phenomenon, I guess we'll call it, that was white nationalism and Nazis. Because currently the screenplay is about an alternate reality, 1986, where the Germans managed to push back on D-Day and held a lot of ground in Europe, and they didn't win the war, but kind of in the same way that there was a Cold War, that's kind of what happened here. They've conquered a bunch of land, locked it down, sealed the borders, and it's been in a cold state of conflict for a bloody long time. So, to that end, the idea is that we've actually got to make this world not exist in our reality, because tying this to Nazism, while kind of interesting on the surface, I think it's going to cause me trouble when the book actually comes out, when people actually read this, because I'm not an expert in that culture. I'm not going to be able to speak to it with any amount of accuracy, only in that kind of real tropey distance sort of way. And I feel like we've done that, like audiences have seen that before, so it's probably not worth doing that again for an audience. Like, we all get it. We get what Nazism was. We get what white nationalism is. Fuck, we're seeing it today in the United States. So why do we need to see it again in this form here? So yeah, that's kind of where my head's at. I want to actually change this away from a real place and put it into a fictional universe with fictional cities and fictional setting, fictional everything, and kind of go about it that way. And just put some music on. Oh, it's a bit intense, isn't it? Bring it all the way down. Okay. Excuse me. So that's where my head's at. Is that if I'm going to do this thing, then it's got to be set in a nowhere land. And if I'm going to do that, then I can't really afford to, I'm not going to start and just pray that I get it right the first time. I think I should actually put some effort into this. So why don't we go over to the Dropbox, to Gemini, and that's the fucked version, which is broken forever, delete. Then that can go away too. So, what am I looking for? Let's go into the novel. There's notes there. Yeah, we could do that, but that's not correct. Go here, projects, future projects, Dom, Gemini, writing. Let's have a look here. Steampunk manifesto that I grabbed off the internet. And have a look at what this is like here. 2009. I'd like to take a moment to define steampunk. Right, so steampunk it's not really the thing that I'm looking for. That's not accurate. That's not what this is. This is actually diesel punk, I suppose. It's more in the vein of, say, Final Fantasy VII than it is anything else. And yeah, that's kind of where I think this thing should be headed. Not in the direction of that other thing. So let's delete that and let's go hunting. Let's do a little bit of research here. That can go, that can go, that can go. All right, piss that brochure off because no one cares about 37 degrees south. Diesel punk manifesto. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this post. The Ether Age, interesting. Tenets of diesel punk culture, cool. Diesel era. Twilight of the GM. Alright, let's have a look-see here. I'll go away. Aether Age pulp fiction series. It's diesel punk at its pulpiest with two-fisted brawls, biplane dogfights, and mysterious safaris. Yeah. Right. Blatant examples of diesel punk in mainstream media because the captain of the Enterprise loves the old hard-boiled detective pulps of the 30s and 40s. See, diesel punk can't just be retrofuturism a la what's it called? Fallout. Yeah. I do like the curves on these cars though. Hey, look at that. They're kind of sexy. Not James Bond. No. No. Okay, so it's not diesel punk either. Goal. Desires monumentality. Creating fragile trinkets, things meant to expire before the tides changed. They did not lay their foundations on beams of light and hope that others would be there to support it when the darkness came. A loving parent, the greatest generation, created objects and ideas that outlive their creators, to be loved by future generations. Our reliance on the digital world cannot be trusted to carry out our dreams into the future. Interesting. Quite like that. I'll leave that one there. Here we go. Atom Punk. Let's have a look at what that is. Atom Punk. Because I'm trying to define exactly what it is I am talking about here. Know what I mean? If I can't define that, then my audience is not going to know what it is. You know what I mean? You dig? You dig? So Adam Punk. Stephanie Cato. Not Cyberpunk. Adam Punk. TV tropes. Hello. Yes, please. Never let me down before. Yes, okay, the Fallout games. Yes, yes. Okay. Fallout video games, American Cold War, 60s, robots, weapons. Right. So, fine. There's something else that it could be, I wonder. No, hang on, why did I open that up? I want this. Could it be... Ray Gun Gothic, aka Adam Punk. Righto. Ray Gun Gothic is a ubiquitous aesthetic from Metropolis to Star Trek, the original series. Art Deco, streamlined modern, popular lux. Slick, streamlined geometric shapes, clean parallel lines constructed of shiny metal and glass, predominantly neon, sweeping curves, parabolas, and acute angles are used to suggest movement into the future. Futuristic fancy pants technology, right? Yeah. Cynical side, and you've got Adam Punk, right? Crystal spires and togas. Cassette futurism. Hello. Oh, okay, yeah, no, not that. Used future. Hmm. Interesting. Righto. Yeah, it's not exactly what we're talking about here, but it's not bad. Not wrong. I think it might do the job. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. That's an interesting thing. Don't want any of this shit. Looks like we're going to have to define our own thing here, which is fine. Fine for me indeed. let's start it off somewhere and just kind of figure out a statement of ideals here for a couple of opposing world scale forces that we're going to be rubbing up against each other to make this thing work. If you can have a look at some of the original sort of artwork that I was looking at as inspiration for this thing, it kind of goes a bit in this. There's a bit of Hellboy there. Terrible pop gun thing. Oh, yeah. And the goggles with the irises. See, this is too old. That's not right. Not how this thing looks in my mind. That's approaching it, but not right either. No. Little bit, but not quite. Definitely not. Nope. Maybe, but nope. Probably not. Nope. Okay. So, you know, it's in the vector, but it's not exactly what it should be. So let's start from scratch here. That's what we're starting with. That's the idea. Okay, so if it's New Age, we need two forces, right? We'll just plot this out with headlines first, and we'll just use really tropey, high-level names. Force A, good. Let's leave it. Force A, and then we've got Force B. History includes, there's war that has happened. No, hang on, let's get that right. So, war between A, B, includes stalemate. And then what happens? Then there's like 40 years of Cold War and weapons acceleration. And we're going to inject into this do we want to get magic-y? No. Or do we? No, our phlebotomy is always going to be drugs, right? So through this is the development of, or let's say the accelerated development of bioengineering, causing. Now, what did this bioengineering do through? Not gene therapy, but it's not that either. It's something in that vector. Through magic, no, through phlebotinum, through magic. Not a real word, but that's fine. Phlebotinum, the advent of phleb is used by A for because at the moment I've got the Allies currently have developed interesting power systems and plasma weapons and, you know, laser cannons and that sort of shit, right? Whereas on the other side of the fence, the Germans have developed like Tesla technology to the nth degree, and that's how they transport power and communication around. And they've also been working still on their Übermensch scheme. So this is kind of in that direction. You know what I mean? Yeah, so if that's the case, what? Used by A to make special guns, power systems. Used by B for, hang on, maybe we'll go used by A to make, let's treat this like Dune for a second, like the advent of spice. On one instance, you've got the Spacing Guild who use the spice to create, to plot, I should say, paths through space and time, because they basically figure out ways that you could fold the universe in and itself and come out predictably. That's basically their goal. They are the most amazing computers. So why don't we just take that idea that this magic stuff, this fleb, is actually used by humans in different ways. And on one side of the fence, it's used to increase bioelectrical capability. And so I'm just going to say fleb is used by A for that, and fleb is used by B to make superhumans. They're behind the times. Super speed people, we'll call it. Now, we've got to weapons profile these things a little bit, because that's going to be the tools by which they throw each other. So let's go ideology is one thing that we need to identify for both. And we need to go tech stuff, grab all that shit and put it up here, kind of as a baseline. No, not tech. Logical history and current circumstances. What else do we need to know? Economy. And I know this may not seem interesting at the moment, but there's going to be a lot in here about setup. There's going to be a lot eventually that comes out through this novel about the conflict of ideologies between these two things, because that's what interests me about this. So that conflict is really going to... What are we talking about then? The economy has everything to do with it, right? It's really socioeconomic. State, I guess. Let's just go description. We'll leave it simple for now, because that's really what I'm talking about. Political. I'm kind of treating this like a game of Civilization at the moment. Socioeconomic description. What else? That might do for now. Okay, let's grab these. Turn them into heading B, because I like to be organized like that. Put some dot points in here that we can fill out later, based off free markets and capitalism, but bad version. Bad USA version. Too much laissez-faire has caused massive inequality and biased politics. The type of government is going to be democratic. Do we just go right ahead and extend that idea of what the USA might look like? Democratic. But only skin deep, just like the United States. And force B, which is Nazis, is also going to be democratic. No, it's going to be a let's make it feudal. If I could fucking spell feudal. Let's take that Game of Thrones idea and fuck with it. So it's a feudal democracy sort of a thing. A rotating king. Ruler. Or a rotating ruling pair, right? Let's make it unstable, because a pair is always unstable, or can be. Actually, but they tend to keep each other in check, so there's not going to be any checks and balances. So let's just make it a rotating ruler, voted in by the rich, bourgeois, whatever you want to call it. Voted in by commercial interests. Yeah. No, it's so this other one here is a parliamentary democracy. Parliamentary democracy. No president, only reps. And parties ruled in by commercial interests. That's basically what that one is. So let's not do this one. This one here is democratic. It's a parliamentary democracy. There's no president, only reps and parties. And I'm going to say it's fertile ground for nationalism. Born of frustration, because that's what we're really talking about here. Let's see, but that's again too similar to other things we've seen. Although that being said, I'm never going to come up with something that's truly unique, really. No president, only reps and parties, fertile ground for nationalism, born of frustration. Seen as progressive, but isn't. Okay. This world. The fleb must flow. Let's just leave it at that. All right, it's super important. And it's not everywhere. It's around, but it's not everywhere. At the no, under the thumb of commercial interest. Right, let's do it that way. Too much mob mentality. Okay, so we're kind of just getting a sense of what these two things are going to be. Feudal democracy, ruling under that. Current status. Current status. Commercial interest, and this is prone to change or usurpation. Is that a word? There you go. To shifting commercial allegiances. Think Aussie politics. Yeah, okay, so that's getting there. Slowly but surely. The thing. It's a thing that's happening. Wonderful. Oh shit, back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, where was I? Here. So, the feudal democracy. Yes. Okay, let's keep going. God damn it, cannot get away from these people at all. But that's alright, it's fine, everything's fine. Just keep plugging on. Oh, what is that? What is that noise? Where is that coming from? No, there we go. Shush. What was I doing? I was going here and I was checking this thing quickly because what the fuck? What the fuck? What? What? What are you doing? She's doing to me. What the? I can't log in now. Asshole. That's what this thing's telling me. Cannot log in because of reasons. Shitbird, for real. Super frustrating. Really? That's what it was. Okay. Had the wrong client number. Let's try that again. Yeah. And that. Don't care. Shush, shush, shush. Okay, so how is this going? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Got that sorted. Sorry about that. Oh, back to the task at hand. The task at hand is important. Requires concentration. Right? 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 Wrong. Where was I? I was doing this other thing too. Just give me one moment while I do this thing. One. Cool. I just want a way to make sure that this is all running correctly. It makes me nervous. You right there. Okay. All right. So the current status of these two things. Party A, I'm not too worried about, right? Because that's a whole other thing. But okay, so we need these things to be kind of analogous to these Nazis, but not the same as Nazis. So I've kind of gone and set this shit up, but I need it to be more in that vector than what it currently is. So in order to do that, hey, where'd my image go? Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. In order to do that, force B, super speed people. Right, so these guys here, Nazi, US, kind of. The irony of the whole thing is that these guys are going to turn out to be a little bit on the level, and it'll be the commercial interests that are the problem. Yeah, which is kind of zeitgeisty. Let's keep it like that. Yeah. Okay, so here. Current status of this thing here is asshole in charge who... No, fuck that. It's too easy to make an asshole in charge. There's a figurehead in charge who purported to be responsible for the declination of the poor and the constant war with FA. However, the figurehead is actually in a way shielded from the reality of the nation has no idea how people are suffering. Kicker is that when they find out, they don't do the right thing. Main characters work to make the ruler understand that people need help. Kicker is that when figurehead finds out, they do the wrong thing and stuff gets worse. Let's do that. Story starts with Zoe in the streets. She finds Garrett, and let's just keep the name the same for now, and Silhouette Group, who work to he's suffering but persecuted for it while use word stomp, persecuted for their efforts. End of Act 2. Oh, actually, let's say midway. Midway, they succeed in informing leader who embraces the horror of what they've done. They are not the noble person. The commercial interests thought they were, but instead works to consolidate power, hello Trump, in themselves. Riding on popular opinion and nationalism. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go full hog. Okay, so these guys here, current status. This is the danger of progressivism and democracy, is that it can become prone to mob rule, and that's exactly what's happened here. So people have elected to engage in a renewed war with FB by significant margins. I believe they have a right to something that FB has. Some commodity, but not lab. Yeah. Let's delete this current circumstances and make that, let's make that a different heading that we're going to put here, right? Here, like so. Socioeconomic description. Well, we've kind of covered that already, so let's ditch that. Current circumstances is going to be that the two forces have reach a stalemate. Let's make the democracy the aggressive one. The world was feudal, but a revolution made or say push hard. Rise up and seize means to production and install democracy, which is a new idea. Read Democratic Manifesto. Like it was a thing. However, quickly they organize a parliament who votes to continue the war. No, who votes to aggressively pursue Force B. Believing their way of life is superior and drives Great War. Read World War II is devastating. Both sides and ends in stalemate. Yeah, that'll work. This is most evident in the... where is this most evident? Old trading center of the world. Constantinople-ish. No, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a place that was a nexus of, not power. Yeah, power. Nexus of power, but only symbolically, like Washington. You know, like Washington isn't the Washington DC, that is, isn't the power hub for the entire United States. It's a power, it's where everybody goes to make the decisions, just like Canberra, but it's not an economic hub necessarily. That would be New York or Los Angeles or California in general, which has, like the 6th biggest economy in the world, just as a state on its own. Texas even would have, all of these places have bigger economies. So they, in the old capital of the world, in DC or Canberra-ish. However, the major cities to the north and south of the north and south and east and west, they're modern ideologies, so I do want to steer away from that. All right, northeast and southwest. Corners of the continent. that generated massive amounts of trade. The old world come the new hubs, no, capitals of the new nation states. South west is democratic. Northeast is what's the word I'm looking for? But yeah, feudal loyalists. Democratic revolutionary and north that. Okay, cool. So we're getting there. There's the thing here. Capital. Called. I'm gonna go to the bathroom while I think of a great name. Okay, I'm back. Now, back to this thing. Freaky chair, eh? Hang on, what have I done here? There's another thing here. Copy that. Where was I going to put it? Mm-hmm. There we go. Now there's a chat box. Woo. I was meant to be thinking of a great name for a capital city. Let's call it something for now, all right? The old capital. Yeah, it's divided up as Central River. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Which makes me think I kind of want a map for this thing just to plot out exactly what we're talking about here. What was that? No, Windows, that's not what I want you to do. Thank you. Oh my god, when did this all change? Why do you have to be so fucking frustrating? Windows 10 with their goddamn changes. I just want the search function to be just how it used to be, right? Toby. There we go. What a pain in the ass. What are these indexing options? Yeah, let's change it to that, thank you. Enhanced, exclude those. Sounds good. Okay, come on Photoshop, hurry up. We're on a time schedule here. Come on, pop open. keep it simple for now. Create. Create, please. I can fuck off. This thing here. Image, canvas size. So I just want it to be 1000 by 1000. Yep, okay, that'll do. Do it. This off. By layer. Oh, hang on, I need a base layer, don't I? Because otherwise it freaks out because there's nothing here. Delete. Right. Okie dokie. So for a map, what are we looking at here? Let's keep it real simple to begin with, and we'll just make this layer white, and we'll make a new layer on top, and this layer is going to be all the topology, kind of, well, not topology, but like the political thing. Okay, so I said that there were going to be, oh, fuck's sake. Why is my computer so slow today? There's going to be like mountains up here, and there's going to be a river that goes this way, and then there's going to be a big lake down here. Then we're going to have our big city up there, another city here, and another city here. It's going to be pretty simple, at least initially. That's my symbol for mountains, right? This leads out onto maybe a big inland sea, because that could be interesting. You know, it's pretty obvious kind of how all of this would integrate. Big town there. Actually, let's put it right there because that's more realistic. What are we looking at here? An eraser tool, that can fuck off. Here's my river. Alright, let's put some color on it. The river's going to be blue and thicker, that size. And this is going to be water. Look at all the water. Color it all in. Yep, water is colored in. Look at that. And then the mountains, let's make those kind of grayish with a slightly smaller thing. That's my mountains. Look at the mountains, very mountainy. And because they're mountains, why don't we just go ahead and do some other nonsense to it. Oh, hang on, before I do that, let's go into the background here. And we'll just go ahead and make this kind of a greeny color. There we go. Back to this one. Put that in, make that a proper mountain, huh? Because mountains never start up in the air, right? And because they're mountains, they need snow. Look how snowy the mountains are. Very snowy. Snow mountains. Yep, there we go, snowed up mountains. And then since we're here, why don't we make this as like hills? That's kind of what would happen. We'll make some hills here and some hills here that the city is actually set on. And why don't we do this as well? That river comes out to a tributary type of thing like that. There we go. Right, now the cities. Cities are going to be purple colored, so they're super obvious where they are and what they do. Big city there, city here, city here. And this here is going to be Kyo, because why not? We just need to name the city something, so that'll do just fine for me for today. Groovy. Just give it a stroke as well so it really sticks out. Great, so Kyo, right? Come on, shrink down. There we go. Copy that. No, copy. Oh, hang on, let's do that. Okay, copy, paste. Fantastic. You go up there. You're on top of everything too, please. This one here is going to be need names. Force. I think it was A. North. East. Yeah. Yep. And then this one down here. Force B. B. Since we're here kind of giving colors to things, why don't we go a step further? Like this mob down here. What? What? What are you doing? That'll do. You can be red. Be a red team. And just because we're feeling halo-y today, blue team, purple team because it's right between the two. Let me just double check that that is consistent. Force A, Force B is Southwest is Democratic Revolutionary, which is Force A, the US. Right, mixed those up, didn't I now? This one. You go down here. Okay. And you go up here. Right. That's how we're doing this one. Cool. And since we're here, oh no, let's do that, let's do that, let's do this, and then make that smaller. And then this kind of comes out from like a spider webby. Bit of feeding in that goes in there. Cool, and that one goes also there. And then since we're here, why don't we make this a big high lake up there. Grab that grey color. Like so. Right. Lake up high. Nothing wrong with that. There we go. Some of that shit. Cool. Let's go a little bit of farms too, because we need some of that probably. Would they be? Farmlands would probably be like so. So. We probably need another tactical asset of some description. Okay, so let's make it a different color. Make it like a browny sort of color. So, another bridge here. Cool. Actually, let's cancel that. Grab that color. And just let's lighten him up a bit because this is going to be a frozen lake now. Decided. So why not? It's frozen. Yep, that works fine to me. Let's export that shit. Apparently I broke my computer again. Perfect. No, she's awake again. Alright, export. Quick export. PNG. Let's throw that in the Dropbox under. That'll do. Gemini map. Save. Groovy. Fuck off. No saving the image itself. That'll do just fine for me. Okay, so. And since we're here, why don't we go ahead and find that wherever it was. Here, Gemini map. Just drag you into this document. Please drag you into this document. There we go. Give it a minute. Oh no, we've got two in there now. Okay. This one here, cut. Okay, so let's go here. Oh, there we go. Paste. Right, Dunsky. All right, so our whole story takes place in Kyo. In Kyo, so there's going to be other towns and things kind of around the place here, but I don't think we're going to travel to any of them. It's all going to happen in this metropolis Kyo, which is there. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that, actually. That'll probably do just fine. All we really need are some names for these different ideologies and some other stuff to kind of yammer about here. So I'm going to go ahead and call it like this has been a reasonable bit of progress. You know? You know, you know? You know, you know. Can actually get any writing done though. But I'm feeling pretty good about now. So I'm going to call it here. I'm going to ditch that thing there. Close that. I'm going to shut down El Streamo. Thank you very much for joining me for this short stream today. And we'll pick up a little bit more Gemini, I think, tomorrow. Yes, sir. All right. Au revoir.